So you're thinking about moving to Fort Worth and maybe want to be in a master plan community. Well, today we are out here exploring Walsh. This is a master plan community on the west side of Fort Worth. Just absolutely massive. They have a ton of amenities, all kinds of stuff going on. But we're right kind of in the middle of a transition where they are starting to build new products out here. They're starting to build new model homes, all that kind of stuff. So we wanted to take you guys around and show you everything that Walsh has to offer.
And if this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to be the first to know what's happening in the Texas real estate market, go ahead and hit that bell.
All right, so we're on the back porch of I keep wanting to say cottage.
Garden home.
Garden home. There it is. Okay, so this is a new product that they now have out here at Walsh. It is apparently selling incredibly quickly. They're half sold out already, but it's also what's right behind us. So there's two of these back to back by David Weekley, and we're going to take a tour of one of these a little bit later on, as well as our townhomes, our normal homes, all that kind of stuff. So you guys get a good idea of all the different types of homes out here. And there's still construction going on, as you can probably hear in the background. But I guess let's talk a little bit about feel for this community.
Yeah, it's really open, very green, very like American, like stereotypical American dream, but with more modern houses.
Yes, it is definitely like white picket fence vibe. I mean, out here they're all like iron, black and iron, but it's like
Right, yeah, that's the 2023.
Yeah, exactly. And so even though this neighborhood's huge, it still feels, it feels like a community. Like in the evenings, you'll see all the kids out at the park playing around, people will be rolling up in their golf carts, all that kind of stuff. And so it's, if you want a homey type community.
Right, this is it.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a sore arm from constantly waving at your neighbors.
There you go. So anyways, we're going to take you, but before we walk you through all these different types of homes, all that, we're going to tell you a little bit about the amenities, the schools, all that kind of stuff. And so, let's hop to it.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us in the studio. So now we can actually talk about the amenities, because it's hard to remember all the things Walsh Ranch has to offer whenever you don't have a list in front of you.
So many.
I think they had a zip line at one point. I don't know. I didn't end up putting it on my thing.
They do have a zip line.
Yeah. Dang, I didn't put it on my list. But they have multiple different parks. One of them even has an amphitheater. They all have playgrounds. They've got resort pools, a miniature lap pool, a maker's space, which I think is kind of cool. It's like a little shop area.
I didn't know what that was originally. They have so it's like got CNC machines. It's got like all this different stuff if you want to like do different projects. And I think
they've got like sewing equipment even.
Yeah, and they've got I'm pretty sure they've got a somebody that's staffed there that basically, if you're going to use the CNC machine, that kind of stuff, that helps you out on all that.
Yeah,
all
specialist.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I mean, really good. Don't want to lose a finger. But they've also got sports courts and a huge fitness center. It's like 10,000 square feet or something like that. But they've got like volleyball courts, basketball, tennis, pickleball.
Yep. They've got a gym in there, so you can go lift weights.
Get swole.
Yeah, that's right.
And if you're more at the running sort, they have like 24 miles of hiking and biking trails just throughout the neighborhood.
Yes, there's always people out walking around any time of day that I'm out there.
It's a very active community, and honestly, it's pretty to look at, so going outside isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They also got a lagoon, which they advertised kayaking as one of the amenities, but I think that's more of an activity that you can do on one of their amenities.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe they have kayaks that you can just take out, or if you got to bring your own.
That'd be pretty cool. They have something like that on the Trinity River.
I haven't seen them out there, but it wouldn't surprise me if they had them.
It's definitely big enough for it.
Yeah.
And then they've got a fire pit right outside of the maker space, and right next to the fire pit is like a picnic area next to the communal garden and greenhouse, which is really cool. I know a lot of people don't want to tear up their backyard putting together maybe some petunias or a tomato plant. Instead, you can do it in a pot in front of your amenities center.
Yep.
And then they've also got the Village Market, which I thought was really cool. It's kind of like a coffee shop / convenience store, like a little 7-Eleven, except nicer.
Yeah. The other thing I didn't see on the list here, they've got a dog park as well. So if you want to take your dog over, let him off the leash, play with all the other pups, that's over next to, I think, the basketball court.
Yeah.
At least one of them is. They may have other ones.
And then the very last thing is that every single property in this community gets 2 gigabit fiber optic internet, which is huge.
Yeah. So for you folks that work from home, primo. They also have, you can upgrade this as well. Like I know there's some kind of standard, but you can also like just go over the top with it. So I know there's some folks that, you know, work in tech companies, that kind of thing, that, you know, internet's really important, and that's, you know, one of the factors that go into it. But
Yeah.
and then also on top of those, also with your HOA, you also get white glove trash service,
That's pretty
which
cool.
I just, in my head, I'm like, oh, so they wear white gloves when they take out
I
the
imagine
trash?
it's like a butler coming up. He's just very posh, grabs
Yeah.
it with 2 fingers.
They all wear suits when
Yeah.
they pick up your garbage. No, but what that means is they basically bring your trash bins back up to your house, right? So you never see trash bins just laying out in the street, blown over or whatever. So that's always nice. It keeps the community looking nice. And then also, if you watch any of our other videos, it seems like every day that we go to film,
my God.
trash cans are out in the street. So it's never been an issue there, now that I think of it.
That's true.
Yeah. But also they do have back alleyways, so
That's also true. Yeah,
That
some
hides
of
a
the
lot
houses
of
are
them.
back entry. But yeah, the HOA isn't just the trash service. They also offer like maintenance of all the facilities, all the common grounds. It goes towards like just making everything look nice and pretty. And I believe actually some of the properties get front yard maintenance as well.
yeah, and the HOA dues start at I think $240 a month, and then some of them are going to be higher depending on what type of home that you buy.
Yeah, I believe the townhomes are around $360.
Yeah, but all of that for $240, I would say, is a pretty phenomenal deal.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, do you want to hit on drive times?
Yeah, so Walsh is it's outside the Loop 820, so the drive times are going to be a little bit bigger, but I don't want that to dissuade you because there's still a ton of stuff to do in the community itself. But that being said, if you do need to make it outside of Walsh, the closest city is actually going to be Aledo, because it's only 13 minutes just on the other side of the highway there.
Which is about the same amount of time to the high school.
Yeah, so it's like nothing. So that, and then if you're headed to Weatherford, you head west about 25 minutes and you'll hit it. You headed to Fort Worth, you head east 25 minutes and you'll hit it. You're trying to hit Arlington, it's going to be about 45 minutes because you do have to get through the Fort Worth Metroplex. The DFW airport is also about 45 minutes. You can just take the Loop 820 across. And then Dallas is going to be about an hour, and that's without traffic. So
Yeah.
that drive time will add up pretty quickly if you're trying to make it across the Metroplex.
And we always want to shoot you guys straight. Like currently, and I don't see this changing anytime soon, when rush hour hits, if you're trying to get to Walsh from Fort Worth,
Just don't.
yeah, I mean, you're going to be, you may stop on the highway at some point. Like it usually keeps moving just at a very slow pace.
They need to make that bigger. It's way too much traffic.
Yeah, and I know there's now White Settlement Road comes back behind there and it connects, but it's not enough to alleviate all the traffic. They have plans in place, but I think we went over this a long time ago. It's not supposed to be finished until like 2030.
It's just such a big project to lengthen that much road.
Yeah, so, I would say if you can plan your days where you're not, trying to drive from Fort Worth to Walsh between 4 and 6,
Or if you work night shift.
There you go. And then let's see here. Schools. Let's talk about schools. So Aledo School District, one of the best ones around. And so it's very sought after for this reason, because Fort Worth schools, not so much. So most of Walsh, I think if not all of Walsh, is technically in Fort Worth, but it's Aledo ISD. And so with that, your kids, if you got them, would be attending Mary D. and F. Howard Walsh Elementary School. That's a mouthful. Walsh Elementary is probably what most people say. And that is A-rated according to niche.com. You've also got McNally Intermediate School, which is 6th grade. This is A-rated as well. Aledo Middle School is 7th and 8th grade. That is A-rated. And you also have the 9th grade campus, unrated, but that's right next to Aledo High School, which is A-. So all of these, very good. Their football program is pretty well known. I think their baseball program is pretty good as well. So anyways, all around, just great place to be as far as raising kids. So, but yeah, so apart from that, that's all the main info about Walsh that you probably need to know. And so let's get into the housing. So first off, we're going to take you through basically all the different types of housing they have out there. A lot of these builders have different product lines, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to try to give you a good feel for what all is out there, and then also the difference in the builders. So first off, I think we're going to take you out and show you some townhomes. And the townhomes are As far as I'm aware, the builders that are currently building townhomes is Highland Homes, which is what the tour is going to be of, and then Perry and Village Homes. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and I don't believe Village has any on the ground yet.
No, they were behind the curve on that one, so they're still working on it.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to show you some Highland, and then we'll talk a little bit about it.
All right, so we're out here at the Highland Homes townhomes. A little bit of a tongue twister if you say that one quick. And these are just now going up. These are over here over by the kind of all the amenities, the pools, all that. So primo spot right here where you can walk to all the amenities. But we're gonna take you in, show you around. But first, can't talk. Anyways, you have a front patio. They should have a word for this, for like a fratio, I don't know. Anyways, you can see they've got a fence that's going to go up here that's not in yet. We're a little in front of this being done, so you may see some guys working, but let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so
One door open.
So they have a security alarm here. So as we come into the townhome here, you're immediately in your living room and kitchen area. So I'll make a move around here so you guys can see everything. But just real typical of Highland, great finish out. So the first thing to note here is the ceiling in your living room. So while you're not working with a ton of space here, they've gone all the way up to the second story, so it makes this living room feel huge, right? And that is, that's just one of the things that Highland does to make their homes feel grand. And then also they've got these nice plantation shutters all the way around, not to mention curtains that go all the way up to the ceiling. I would hate to be the guy that hangs those. But coming right in, you've got a space here for your table right across from your kitchen, which they've got an extended top here so you can eat at the island. Also really nice quartz finish out. And just a couple of things to mention here in the kitchen. I mean, you've got gas appliances. They've got a really nice oversized farmhouse sink here. They've also, a lot of these are going to be upgrades, but they've got your double ovens here. They've also got these cabinets up top with the lighting and also your underlighting here. A lot of this is going to be upgrades, but just really nice things that Highland offers. And then I didn't mention right here off the entryway, you do have a coat closet, and then your pantry's over here. So if you're somebody that doesn't store a lot of coats, you got two pantries. We're gonna keep making our way this way over here through right. You're gonna have your side patio. Now this is an end unit, right? So if you're in the middle, you're not going to have this luxury. So obviously those end units are probably gonna be a little bit more expensive. And also you're gonna have windows along the side, whereas in the middle, you're not gonna have those. But and then over here, you've got your washer and dryer, and then a half bathroom on the other side. Now, back behind here would traditionally be the garage. They've got it converted to be an office, but let's take a look upstairs. All right, so as we come up, we've got a little bit of a landing here. So if you wanted to have a little bit of separation, maybe get away from the wife, the kids, whatever, put a second TV up, whatever you want to have, you've got another little space here, living area. And then straight on, you can see you've got a bathroom here. This has got a double vanity, which is nice. You've got your first bedroom here. It's a little tight, so we'll probably just toss a little B-roll over, I don't know. And coming down this way, we're gonna have our second bedroom to the right, and then we're into the master bedroom. So a couple other things. I like how they, put flooring on the wall. That's interesting. Pretty cool. Nice little finish out. Kind of runs all the way up. Good sized room. So good sized room. Also baseboards. They have good sized baseboards in here. I don't know why. It's these little things that just make the house feel grand. And I love this sliding glass door. Doesn't slide, but it probably will after they sell the house. And then walking into the master bathroom, it's actually way bigger than we expected. When we first walked in, we were like, holy cow. But you've got two vanities here. You've got your standalone tub. And then another thing I really like that Highland does is they put this glass kind of in their wall. I've seen a lot of builders kind of go in this route now because you spend all that money to upgrade your tile, kind of want to see it, right? So anyways, done a really nice job there. And then around this corner, you're gonna have a little bit of, I think this is the linen closet. Yeah, little linen closet. And then your main closet, which is a decent size, right, for a townhome. Another thing to mention about the townhome here is these are gonna be rear entry, right? So you're gonna park in the back, you're gonna have a nice front lawn, and a place to hang out there. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the tour. Back to the studio.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that tour. Highland Homes bringing out their best product, as always, even in the townhome department. Speaking of, we're going to go over some of the stats on the townhomes here because I know some of you guys are probably interested in that. But the townhomes here actually range in the upper threes, like 385 up to the mid fives. So you're looking at a little bit cheaper product than some of these single-family homes on the lower end, but you still get plenty of square footage. So the smallest one that I was able to find is around 1,600 square feet, and they get as big as about 2,200 square feet. They're all 3-bedroom. They have between 2 and 4 bath. They all have 2-car garages, and the lot size is where you're going to suffer, and that's pretty typical with a townhome. So some of these get as small as 0.06 acres. So that's like barely a front yard, and then they do get about as big as a sixth of an acre, so 0.15 acres, which is pretty typical for a single family home. So that's actually fairly sizable.
Yeah, and if you're one of those people that are like, I don't know that I would want to be in a townhome with a wall that's adjoining where somebody's going to be on the other side, and what if you can hear them and everything else. I've been out to one of these where I had a client, and then they went to the other unit next to it and yelled as loud as they could, and we couldn't hear anything. So, anyways, I don't know what they're doing in between these, but they are
it's working.
very quiet. Yeah. And if that's not your jam either, we're going to be talking about the garden homes here in just a little bit. So if you don't want to be connected, there's another option for something that's a little bit smaller. But before we get to that, let's talk about regular houses. So there are a plethora of builders in this area. Big word. Whoa.
That means a lot.
Anyways, we're going to kind of tell you a little bit about all of them. But before we get there, I guess let's take a look at this David Weekley walkthrough. This is their classic series, and they are about to build another one. I think we're going to talk about a little bit about that in the video, but let's take a look.
All right, guys, so we're here at the David Weekley model here at the Walsh Ranch Founders Park. And I will say before we go into this is an older model. It's been here about 6 years, but we have some details on some new model homes that they're putting up that you got to stick around to the end of the video for. But for right now, this is the Pin Oak, which is one of their floor plans that they offer here at Walsh Ranch. It starts just shy of $600,000. It's got about 3,000 square feet. This model with the options that they have is going to be a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. So let's go ahead, take a look inside and see what they got. So walking into the model, I'm going to try and be a little quiet. They're here with some clients at the moment, but as soon as we walk in, immediately to my right, your left, we've got a bedroom here. This is going to be like a guest bed situation, since right next to the bedroom is a full bath. Actually, this is technically a 3/4 bath because it only has the shower and not the tub, but all of that's right next to the entryway, as well as the coat closet as we walk in. Continuing on and to the right, again, we have this little nook. Some people may turn this into a formal dining, but for right now they have it set up as like a little office space, and adjacent to that on the other side of the hallway here, this would typically be your garage door entryway. You've got your mud bench set up over here, and beyond that we have a full washer dryer hookup set up here in the laundry room, as well as a little counter there for you to be able to fold and prep laundry. And continuing on, we have another closet over here, as well as the staircase heading upstairs, because this model is a 2-story model. But here we have this lovely open kitchen area. You've got the cool hexagonal backsplash, these nice tall upper countertops, or I'm sorry, cabinets with the backlit glass wall or glass front cabinets up top as well. They do have gas here in Walsh, which I know is a big draw for a lot of people, but this lovely oversized island cascades over into this living room area. It's all really big ceilings, and it's even bigger here in the living area because it jumps an extra 2 feet from a 10-foot ceiling to a 12-foot ceiling. You get these nice big open oversized windows, floor to ceiling tiling on the fireplace and everything like that. Really makes everything come together. And one last thing before we continue on to the master bedroom, I do want to point out the actual dining nook here, because you do have eat on island over here with the bar stool overhang, but you get this nice little breakfast nook / dining area here, which is adjacent to the back door as well. And since that has that nice glass panel on it, it helps bring in extra lighting there, so that way whenever you're eating, everything feels nice and airy. But continuing on into the master bedroom over here, You get these nice big vaulted ceilings, again, high ceiling over here, but vaulted ceiling above the bedroom area, oversized windows over here, letting in all that natural lighting. It is a longer master bedroom than it is wide, so it is a little narrow this way by comparison, but all in all, there's still plenty of room to walk around, move around. It doesn't feel cramped or anything like that. But on the other side of the room over here, we do have the master bathroom. So as soon as you walk in, you got your water closet here on your right. Continuing past that, you get this nice walk-in shower with a half glass wall over here. And then on the opposite side of the room, you get this nice big double vanity. They've got this nice continuous mirror going across the whole way, but you can break that up if that's not really your style. And then at the very end, we do have a nice size master closet as well. So heading back over to the kitchen so you guys have something nice to look at while we talk about the upstairs situation. So since this is a 2-story house, there is a game room and a theater setup upstairs that we should have some B-roll going across the screen of here shortly, as well as 2 other bedrooms and a bathroom, which rounds it out to the 4-bed 2 or 3 bath. They're counting that office space up at the front as a bedroom right now, but that can actually be converted to an actual bedroom if that's an option that you choose. All right, guys, I'm glad you stuck around to the end of the tour because I have some really exciting news for you. David Weekley is going to be releasing a new model home. I know I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but projected around April timeframe for 2024, they're going to be releasing a new model for their traditional series, or their classic series, I'm sorry, which is what this floor plan is right here. So it's going to be very similar to this kind of style, but with a new modern flair, new touch-ups, everything to just kind of bring it into 2024, you know, ring in the new year, all that jazz.
All right, we're out here where the new models are going to be going in. I'm in the parking lot right now. You can see there's a foundation being poured, and over here there's looks like they're putting piers in to pour a foundation, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this is on the corner of Gray Birch and Walsh Lane. This is where all the new models are going to be coming in, and hopefully we are going to try to track down other models that are the same as what they're putting in here, and maybe give you a sneak peek, because I don't think these are going to be done until mid 2024. So hopefully we can let you know what's coming before it gets here.
All right, I know it may seem a little dorky, but I'm actually really excited for the new models to come out. Like, I enjoy making the videos and stuff like that, but on top of that, I'm just really excited to see, because, like, the models they have, they're, like, what, 6 years old or something like that?
5 or 6, yeah. Most of them are, yeah.
And they still look very modern. Like, you can kind of see some dated stuff in it, but, like, I'm wondering what they're going to put in these that's going to blow me away. Like, what's going to be the next trend? Yeah,
speaking of which, we have, so I guess let's talk a little bit about the builders, because there's so many builders out there, and it can be a little bit overwhelming if you're just now like considering this, like, oh, what builder do I go with, all this kind of stuff. So I guess I'll give you my perspective on it, and this is just one guy's perspective, but speaking of, I guess let's talk about the really nice homes first, like the guys that are going to be your upper end builders out here with a lot of luxury stuff going on. One is Britain, and we have a little bit of a sneak peek. They have not quite finished their new model yet. And one of the things I really liked in there was their lighting. So they had a bunch of backlit shelves and under sink mounting, which I've seen in Highland homes as well. But anyways, it looked like it was going to be really cool once they get that fully furnished and everything. But that's going to be one of your top end builders. You also have Toll Brothers, which also builds a phenomenal house. And they're also in the process of building a new model. And then you also have Drees Homes, which we have a tour of their, was it 55-foot product?
For Drees, I think it was their 70.
70.
Yeah, it was a really big house.
Oh, no. We have a video out already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that you
did.
have their 55-foot video already.
Yeah. So we'll have a link to that in the description if you want to watch that next. Yeah, Drees builds a really nice house. And then also, I guess Highland Homes is kind of this weird in between of like your production and your luxury. They toe the line towards the luxury side while still being a production builder. So anyways, I'm always a big fan of Highland. And they have really nice stuff in. I'm hoping their new model is going to be like Tavolo Park. So the other thing, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and do it, because our next project, at least it's on our list, is to put together a video of all of the new models that are going to be built. We're going to see if we can find them in other neighborhoods and go out and film those and bring them all together for you, because I think we mentioned already it's going to be June of next year before those are done. So but yeah, and then as far as your production builders go, you've got David Weekley, which obviously, looking at that house, they built a very nice house as well, right? There's nothing in Walsh that's ugly.
No.
So and then you've got Perry Homes, which is Britain is actually their higher end product line. So Perry Homes is in there now. We got a little bit of footage of that one. I think they just finished that model. So I'm sure we're showing you some Perry Home footage by now. And then you also have Village Homes, which builds like a farmhouse type look. It's very simple.
Yeah.
I guess.
I will give credit to Village Homes on this one. We were speaking with the sales rep. She was very lovely, and she had mentioned that they had actually sold the model preemptively to somebody, and they had to move into a spec home.
Yeah.
So they weren't even in the makers or founders park area with the rest of the models. It was kind of weird. So
yeah,
to be fair,
there's probably some more bells and whistles than what you'll see in that model home. And then also you have GFO, which was a late addition to Walsh, and I would say is, in my opinion, probably the least has the least wow factor.
Yeah, it felt like a little bit like lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that may be a rough way to put it. But like, the house looks nice. They put a lot of very modern things into the house that just didn't make it feel any better than it actually was.
Yeah, it seemed economical but very nice, you know, but not like
still a nice
luxury
home, but like just not quite. It's missing something.
Yeah. That's probably
that's a better
good way to put it. Yeah. So, anyways, those are going to be your builders. So again, like more the production side. If you're looking for cost savings, you got David the Weekley, GFO, Village Homes, Highland, Perry. Perry's kind of up there with Highland. And then your higher end Drees, Britain, and Toll Brothers. So again, if this is all very confusing to you, that's why we're here. Feel free to give us a call. This is what we do. We walk people through. Hey, what's really important to you? Let's figure out how to make all that happen. But let's take a look. We have some footage here of a inventory home by, was it Drees?
Yes,
Drees, yeah.
Drees.
And this is a 70-foot home. So we just want to give you an idea. I mean, all types of different homes that they have out here. This is going to be, I guess what it would feel like to be in one of these wider homes. So let's go ahead and take a look.
All right, guys, so now we're here in the west side of Walsh to take a look at a Drees custom home. This is one of their 70-foot lineups. This is the Braden floor plan. It's just over, I believe, 3,200 square feet, but let's go take a look at it real quick and see what they got. So Drees is offering two lineups in the Walsh Ranch community. They're 60-foot and they're 70-foot. The foot moniker is just the amount of frontage space that you get on the lot. So a 70-foot is going to be wider than a 60-foot. This one I really wanted to show off because of the fact that a 70-foot lot is huge. This is a big house, and you probably saw it walking up. It's just very wide, which means you have tons of room. Like the entry hallway, like I don't feel cramped. You could easily fit like a runner table or something like that in here. It's big. Like I've got almost a 70-inch wingspan here. And so immediately to your left, you've got this nice little office here with the French glass doors that we've got tucked away right now. Just after that, we have some secondary bedrooms that we'll talk about here in a minute. But what I really want to show you that I thought was an interesting touch and a bit of a blast from the past, because we don't see this so often anymore, is the master bedroom is right here at the entryway. So you've got like a little linen closet or something here, but as soon as we walk through this way, you've got your master bathroom right here. So let's actually take a look at that real quick, because this one's kind of cool. You get the his and hers vanity, one on either side. You get a huge shower with the glass door and half glass wall and a bench over there in the corner. Actually, there's a bench on either side now that I notice it. And this cool tub in here, sitting tub and whatnot. You got your oversized walk-in closet, all that jazz. And then the master bedroom itself is actually just a little bit further down this way. Now, it may be a little blown out because of the windows, but some people, I know they feel some type of way about the master being at the front of the house. I get it. It's kind of weird. But for how much space you get, I feel like it kind of makes up for it. Like, this is probably almost a 20-foot long room. It's huge. I don't think I have a room in my house that's even this big. So that's a cool little feature to have, and that's one of the cool things that you can expect with a larger lot size is more room for creativity and stuff like that. Now continuing on, we do have the actual coat closet over here. It's big, it's about the size of like an apartment walk-in. We got the staircase, the theater, and everything over here, but we'll get to that in just a second because right now I want you guys to take a look at all of this. You get this huge living area, this huge kitchen area, oversized eat-on counter for the island and everything. This is like a faux marble. I think it's actually a quartz or a granite of some sort, but it's textured to look like marble, so your friends think you're fancy. But all in all, it's really cool. And obviously you can see here behind me, you have not just one, but two of these huge oversized sliding glass doors that I'm always talking about. I'm always lauding over it on other videos and stuff like that. And you get two of them here, and you can see just beyond that, you have this giant wraparound porch, which almost makes up for the tight backyard that you got, because this does sit on just over 1/5 of an acre, which for a house this size is kind of cramped. I'm not gonna lie, but you do get a really good front yard, and the fact that you have a green space in front of your house at this property here almost makes up for the lack of backyard space. But you do get like the cool hearth and mantle setup, everything with that dark accent really pops. Just over here, I do want to show off this real quick. Tucked away in the corner, you have your mud bench and the garage entryway over here. This is going to be your laundry room just right in here. It's a nice good size as well. You get that wet sink there for whatever you would use a sink in your laundry room for. I don't know, people really seem to like it. I never use mine, but you get a nice little theater here, and they got theirs decked out with the dark coloration and everything to kind of, you know, conceptualize it for you for if you do have a theater set up. And then behind me over here, this leads upstairs. We're not going to go up there just because it's just a pop-up. You get a little landing there that you could turn into like a game room, and then you get like a little 3/4 bath and a decent sized secondary bedroom. But speaking of secondary bedrooms, those two up at the front, one of them does actually have an ensuite bathroom. They both have walk-in closets, and then the other one has a hall closet that's just adjacent to the room there. So that way each of them, they don't have to share a bathroom or anything crazy like a Jack and Jill. But this one I did want to show off because we also, if we haven't shown it already, have a walkthrough of one of Drees' 60-foot products. So that way you guys can compare and contrast and see if maybe you need that extra 10 feet on your lot size.
All right, guys, thanks for taking that tour with us. I know that one was a little weird because it didn't have furniture in it like the rest of the models, but we just wanted to give you guys a sense of scale for like what a 70-foot lot can actually
Okay,
have on it.
I have to say this now. We didn't call this out on that tour, but where that air return was next to the fireplace,
I didn't notice it
drove
until
me
you said
nuts.
it, and then I couldn't not notice
Yeah.
it. So if the B-roll's running right now, you'll probably see it.
yeah. Anyways,
But like, yeah, like it was an interesting house on an interesting lot. It was just huge, though. That was the biggest thing I think was the takeaway. Is if you got a 70-foot lot, which there aren't a ton of, but they do have some coming in the new phase, and I think they even have some larger lots. I think they were advertising 100-foot, but I didn't see any. Don't quote me on it. But basically, that's like the type of product you can put on a larger lot like that. But speaking of specs, I wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of like what you can typically expect in this neighborhood with a single family home like this. We've got prices ranging from the low 4s all the way up to 1.3 million, and some even that go above that. The smallest square footage I could find was about 1,600. And the biggest one was 5,200, which is an enormous house. If you've never been in a 5,000 square foot house, it'll blow you away.
you can get lost in there.
Yeah, seriously. And then they have between 3 to 5 beds. They've got between 2 to 6 bathrooms. Most of them are like 90% of them are going to have 2-car garages. But if you do get one of these larger lots, you can possibly get a third extended garage or even a fourth if the lot's big enough. But most of your acreage, the smallest one I could find was 0.1 acres, so like 1/10 of an acre. But the largest I could find was just over half an acre. Typically, you're looking at about 1/6 of an acre, which is like 0.15 acres. That's a pretty typical house size. And speaking of typical, the median for this area, you're looking to pay about mid-6 for a 3,000 square foot, 4-bed, 3-bath with a 2-car garage sitting on a 1/6 of an acre.
Yeah, and I would say if you're looking at like a I don't know, medium-sized family home, you're probably 500 to 700,000.
Yeah.
Is probably what you're going to end up spending in here. So, obviously, if you want something bigger, it's going to be more expensive. All right. So, yeah. So if you were sticking around because you wanted to see these new garden homes that they have here at Walsh, these are by David Weekley, and we were able to get in there before they're really open. There's some boxes still sitting around and all that we're kind of going to go around. But let's go ahead and take a look at these.
All right, guys, well, here we are. This is the Garden Home series, and I'm really excited to show you this because I know Walsh can be really difficult to get into just because of the price point, but these guys are trying to break through that affordability barrier with something a little bit tighter knit. So let's go take a look at it real quick. So you're going to have to excuse the mess because right now they are working on getting this set up because this isn't technically even open yet. You can see they've got their furniture still packed up and everything. Right now we're in the office, which is immediately to your left as soon as you walk in. This could double as like a bedroom or something like that if you're able to outfit it with like an armoire or something like that. But for right now, it's just a study. But right across the hall, actually, I do want to point this out. This is normally where your garage is going to be. This is the sales office. As you can see, they've still got a bunch of stuff they're working on. But this is going to be your coat closet. Walking forward, you do have another closet here. And then as we continue on, I'm going to walk across real quick so you can take a good look at the common area. So you have your dining room over here. You've got the living room just beyond it here. And then you've got your kitchen over here. This lovely eat-on countertop for those casual breakfasts and stuff like that. You get the nice light colored granite. And I do like that they do this where they color the island something bold and dark to stand out from the rest of the cabinetry, but you do get the brass accents and everything. Stainless steel appliances all throughout. Over here, they got that cool accent wall and everything like that, but what I really like is these big windows. They've got one on either side, but they also have these two over here to let in even more lighting, really fill the space and everything like that, as well as over here on the other side of the dining area, which is a good size. And I will say that this is a 40-foot house, so it does feel a little bit narrow, but they're making the most of the space that they have. That being said, all of your bedrooms and the laundry room are going to be upstairs, and I know that may seem a little weird, but I want to show you because it's actually a positive thing. So let's go take a look real quick. So we're going to go ahead and dip into this room real quick. They're doing a little bit of work on the other side of the house. Like I said, this is still a work in progress, but right now we're here in the master suite or the owner's suite. This thing is huge. For the size of the house, this eats up half of the upstairs room. It's probably 20, maybe 15, 16 feet across. It's probably a good 13 feet wide. So you get tons of room here. And then actually continuing on into this corner, we have the master bathroom. This giant half wall here, this is all shower. It's walk-in shower, it's beautiful, and you get these nice double vanities with the light colored countertops, dark, bold looking cabinetry down here. And actually just on the other side of the camera, you have the walk-in closet. You could take a quick peek at that. It's nothing crazy, you've seen closets before. But I really did want to show you guys all of that, mostly for the fact that, you know, whenever you have a house that seems this small on the downstairs, you're worried about like the living space. It's upstairs. There are two other bedrooms on the other side. There's nothing remarkable about them, and there's also a bathroom as well as a the laundry closet. So it's just going to be two swing out doors. Enough space for a full washer dryer hookup, but it is just in the hallway there, which helps you save space for more important things like your kitchen, dining room, and living room downstairs. And that's why I say in this case, laundry is a positive thing being upstairs. It also keeps you from having to go up and downstairs in order to do laundry. So you can just walk across the hall, there's your laundry, you pick it up, you put it in there, and then you're done.
All right, guys, that was really cool because that's the first look at these model homes, and I'm really glad that I got to tour that one for you guys. But here's some of the specs on what you can expect if you do go with one of these garden homes. They have prices ranging from like $370 all the way up to $460,000. There are most of them are 3 beds. There are a couple floor plans that offer 4 bedrooms, but they're all going to be 2.5 bathroom. They're all going to have 2-car garages, and they're all going to be 2 stories. So if stairs aren't your thing, you may need to look elsewhere. But other than that, you've got your floor plans. I believe there's like 7 or 8 of them available for the garden series. They're going to range from about upper 1900 square feet up to 2100 square feet. So they're all going to be fairly similar. Most of your money is going to end up going towards the layout or aesthetics of the house.
Upgrades, yeah. So they did have 2 models there. We also walked through the second one. We got some B-roll of that, but they just felt cozy. They're like these
They
little,
were really nice, though.
yeah.
Like I know they were like they were narrower or whatever, but it didn't feel small. It felt like homey.
Yeah, very, yeah. And I can see why these are flying off the shelf at $370 to $460. Number one, to be in that community for that price and what you're getting, all that. So it's a really great deal as far as our market's considered.
Yeah, seriously.
And being in a master plan community. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this answered a lot of questions for you. Obviously, we would love to work with you. That's how we're able to make these videos. So if you are looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm. Call Tom.